Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Jaya Radha Gopi Janavallabha Radha Gopi Janavallabha Radha Jaya Radha Gopi Jaya Nitai Padita Pavana Jaya Jaya Nitai Padita Pavana Jai 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 संत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की प्रभु रामाचार्य शिवदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौरव भक्त वृंद की और पुरुष संयुक्त हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवयात्। भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा। Welcome everyone for Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, text number 6. 4.12.6. Bhajasva bhajaniyangrim. Bhajasva bhajaniyangrim. Abhavaya bhavachidam. Abhavaya bhavachidam yuktam virahitum virahitam shaktya गुणामय्यात्ममायया गुणामय्यात्ममायया भजस्व भजनीयाङ्घ्रिम् अभावाय भवाच्चिदम् युक्तं विरहितुं शक्यम् गुणामय्यात्ममायया. What for meaning? Bhajasva, engage in devotional service. Bhaja, bhajaniya, worthy to be worshipped. Angrim, unto him, unto his lotus feet. Abhavaya, for the deliverance of material existence, from material existence. Bhavachidam, who cuts the knot of material entanglement. Yuktam, attached. Virahitam, aloof. Shaktya, to his potency. Gunamayaya, consisting of modes of material nature. Atmamaya, by his inconceivable potency. Translation and purport by Usam Desi Bhakti Vedanta Sampradaya key. Engage yourself fully, therefore, in the devotional service of the Lord. For only He can deliver us from this entanglement of material existence. Although Lord is attached to his material potency, he is aloof from her activities. Everything in this world, in this material world, is happening by the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Personality of God. Purport. In continuation of the previous verse, it is specifically mentioned here that Dhruva Maharaj should engage himself in devotional service. Devotional service cannot be rendered to the impersonal Brahman feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whenever the word Bhajasva appears, meaning engage yourself in the devotional service, there must be the servant, service, and the served. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is served. The mode of activities to please himself, the mode of activities to please him is called service, and one who renders such service is called servant. Another significant feature of this verse is that only the Lord and no one else is to be served. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Mamekam Sharanam Braja. There is no need to serve the demigods who are just like hands and legs of the Supreme Lord. When the Supreme Lord is served, the hands and legs of the Supreme Lord are automatically served. There is no need to separate service. There is no need of separate service. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 12.7, Tesham aham samuddarta mrityu samsara sagarat. This means that the Lord, in order to show specific favor to the devotee, directs the devotee from within in such a way that ultimately he is delivered from the entanglement of material existence. No one but the Supreme Lord can help the living entities be delivered from the entanglement of material. The material energy is manifestation of one of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's varieties of potencies. Prasya Saktir Vividavya Suryate. This material energy is one of the potencies as much as heat and light are the potencies of fire. The material energy is not different from the Supreme God, but At the same time, he has nothing to do with the material energy. The living entity, who is the marginal energy, is entrapped by the material energy on the basis of his desire to lord it over the material world. The Lord is aloof from this, but when the same living entity engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord, then he becomes attached to to this service. This situation is called yuktam. For the devotees, the Lord is present even in the material energy. This inconceivable potency of the Lord, this is inconceivable potency of the Lord. Material energy acts in the three modes of material qualities, which produce the action, react, and reaction of material existence. Those who are not devotees becomes involved in such activities, whereas the devotees who are dovetailed with the Supreme Personality of Godhead are freed from such action and reaction of material energy. The Lord is therefore described here with the here with as Bhavad as one who can give deliverance from the entanglement of material existence. ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं सदाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सागना रघुनाथान्वितं त्वं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सागना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं भङ्गं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरोन् दीनतारिणम् परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. So this verse, it is let me explain the context of this verse. So here the conflict between the Yakshas and the Dhruva Maharaj is taking place, and the Yakshas, out of ignorance, they tried to fight with Dhruva Maharaj, thinking that Dhruva Maharaj came all alone to challenge the Yakshas. See, Yakshas also are having Kshatriya spirit, and Dhruva Maharaj also came directly in a fighting mode. He blew the conch shell after coming to Alakapuri, which is the place of Yaksha's residence. So it is said that if somebody challenges, it is their duty to respond. But at the same time, because of one Yaksha's mistake, a lot of other Yakshas are being killed. So in the beginning, none of them took the humble position. So when the Dhruva Maharaj challenged, they would have gone to Dhruva Maharaj and asked, "Why are you coming challenging us? Just take this one Yaksha who is actually killed you and punish him as per your whatever you feel right." And that and Dhruva Maharaj also, because Yaksha was killed, he didn't actually approach the authority. See, this injustice has happened, and I would like to do the justice regarding this matter. So both of them fought, And like initially Yakshas thought they can overcome Dhruva Maharaj, and Dhruva Maharaj was very inconceivably powerful because of the Lord's mercy and his potency and his devotion. And finally, by the intervention of Swayambhu Manu, the fight has subsided. And after that, Kuvera, who is the king of the Yakshas, who is actually the leader of the Yakshas, comes there. And Dhruva Maharaj, humbly, he actually folds his hand and stands in front of Kuvera, as if asking for forgiveness. So this pleases Kuvera very much. See that whenever somebody takes humble position, devotees are easily uh, like no, pleased. So that way, Kubera doesn't have to deal with Dhruva Maharaj. Okay, in the fighting spirit. So it is said that uh, Kubera is a great devotee of Lord Shiva and a friend of Lord Shiva, brother, brother, and they actually they live side by side. Okay, and if one offends Kuvera, means he is indirectly offending Lord Shiva. Actually, in one version of the story, it is said that Swayambhu himself says that you are actually picking a quarrel with Kuvera. Kuvera is related to Lord Shiva. Yes. So you are indirectly picking up quarrel with Lord Shiva, and it's not good for you. So that way, like but after hearing to Swayambhu Manu, Dhruva Maharaj actually he gives up the fight. Okay. Now, if you see the situation, the Kuvera was the level of demigod. Okay, the treasurer of the demigods actually. But still, if you see the translation, engage yourself fully, therefore, in devotion service of the Lord. Only He can deliver us from this mental entanglement. You know, okay, Dhruva, you are doing all these mistakes, you engage yourself, and then so that you will be delivered. He is not saying that. So that he only Supreme Lord can deliver us, both of us, not both of us, every one of us. Means, see, that is the difference between the demigods and the asuras, devatas and asuras. Devatas, whatever they may be they were doing, they perform the mixed devotional service, but they are always cognizant that this mental existence is nothing but the miserable place. One has to get out of this mental existence and go back to body. If not, that kind of person who doesn't have this conception, who doesn't live in this material world with this understanding, that person will degrade and degrade and degrade. And otherwise, they even come to low species of life also. But who has this understanding? What is material nature? What is my role here? What is my ultimate goal? And how I achieve this? That kind of person, they will elevate himself to better and better destinations, life after life, and then finally goes back to God. So, but on the other hand, the asuras, they have this enjoying tendency. They think that the enjoyment of the matter, enjoyment in this material world is our sense gratification in this material world is the only aim of life. And they completely use their time, energy, and the resources only for the sake of sense gratification and nothing more than that. That is the goal. Okay. And for that, they come under the influence of all the six senses, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mata, Matsara. And they think that gratifying all these subtle and gross senses to satisfy their Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mata, Matsara is the goal of life. Because if you see here, all these anarthas are raised due to the metal contact. These senses are coming in contact with sense objects. Oh, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajoguna Samudbhava. Like how these anarthas arises. First attachment. From attachment comes, like if it is unfulfilled, if attachment is fulfilled, it will transform into lust, more and more attachment. And at one point of time, this attachment will definitely unfulfilled, because see, like if you keep on pouring ghee on the fire, the intensity will keep on increasing, and you'll none of us will no one in the middle existence will have the unlimited supply of ghee to keep on pouring on the fire. The same way, the sense gratification is also like pouring the ghee in the fire. See, that's why if we see some people, like, like somebody is like, he wanted to earn $1 million. After earning $1 million, I want to earn $100 million. After that, more and more, just like Ravana mentality. I want this, I want that girl, I want this girl, I want this prince, and so he got a whole collection of ladies in his palace. But still, he went for Mother Sita. Means the lust can never be satisfied. So, if it is fulfilled, it increases more and more attachment, it increases the wrath. But if it is unfulfilled, it transforms into anger. So, so that is the nature. And then from anger comes the bewilderment of memory. It totally forgets what is true, and like totally uh, becomes indifferent to the shastric injunctions, and acts more totally on the material platform. And that kind of person will fall down into the metal existence. Okay. So, but in the sake of Kuvera, if we see his life, he is a son of a great sage, uh, Vishrava, and he was given the post of, like a treasurer of the demigods. But still, if you see his life later on, this past time happened in Satya Yuga. Later on in Dwapara Yuga, in Treta Yuga, Vishrava gets another wife, and then through her, like no, like no, Ravana was born, and this Ravana, he actually being the brother of Kuvera, he becomes so envious of Kuvera, and he takes away his Pushpa Viman, he takes away his Lanka, the golden Lanka, and then drives him away from the Lanka. So, and that's how he goes to Kailas and settles there. So, but even though everything is just taken away, the Kuvera didn't fight with Ravana. I don't know if he fought or not, fought and lost, uh, but still he didn't hold any grudges. And after when Ravana was killed again, like Kuvera has this Pushpaka on that like inconceivable aeroplane. Lord Ram sent that Pushpaka back to Kuvera. So, and he like he is a great devotee, and then despite having so much of wealth, he always wanted to render service unto the Lord. So like that, if we actually we might have certain amount of understanding of the spiritual life, and might be performing bhakti, but only by the intervention of a devotee in our life, our devotional progress will get intensified, and we make more progress, either positively, like just like in the form of a guru. When we serve guru, we take guidance from a guru and serve and engage ourselves in the devotional service. That kind of person will make much faster progress rather than just somebody doing, like devotional service as well as whims. Okay. because one has to take humbler position in front of the devotee of the Lord. So this taking humbler position is very significant. Like that's why you see, like we should actually try to satisfy the Guru and the representatives of Guru, who is the authorities in ISKCON. Otherwise, if you just act by your own, like no, whatever you think is good, then it will have definitely it will have good positive impact, but it will not lead to ultimate success. But if we act by the guidance of Guru, then we'll have more and more purification and different levels, and then we will be able to attain success faster. So in the sense, that's why if we see that's the story of. But on the contrary, if we don't take the shelter of devotees, and if we like now, like even if we are very advanced in spiritual life, for example, Dhruva Maharaj, who himself got the darshan of Lord Hari, and there is another person in Srimad Bhagavatam, Chitraketu. He got the darshan of Lord Sankarshan himself. There is another person who is Indrajuna Maharaj, who actually is the ruler of entire planet. He renounced the earth and then renounced his worldly kingdom and went back to meditate on in the forest. And he was in the Bhava stage. He was meditating so intensely of the Lord. So, but if you see, like now, previous day, Gauranga Shubha was saying, right? They may not be able to go back to Godhead by themselves, even if they are performing so nicely. But by the intervention of the devotees, their spiritual progress is accelerated. See, because Chitraketu Maharaj, he actually offended devotee, and Mother Parvati cursed him to become demon. So Chitraketu Maharaj, even though had the darshan of Sankarshan, it may not be possible, might not be guaranteed that he might be going back to Godhead after that lifetime. Because the previous lifetime he was Chitraketu king, King Chitraketu. And then from Chitraketu being king, he was promoted to the level of demigod, like Gandharvas, right? And that's why he was traveling in the aeroplane, all the planets. So, but when he took humbler position and rendered service unto the Lord, because being exemplary when the suffering situations comes, Tattenu kampa susamikshamano gunjana ivata kritam vipakam. Means when some reversals comes in life, they take it as Lord's special mercy and they think that I'm paying off my bad karma with this value and this punishment. So that kind of persons will ultimately attain the lotus feet of Krishna. So he underwent through the skirts of Mother Parvati, and at the same time he set a right example. In one way, he served the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his preaching moment. And if we take the Indrajuma Maharaj, he actually he became elephant because offending Durvasmuni getting offended, and he suffered for 1,000 years, and ultimately again went back to Godhead. So engaging oneself in the service of the Lord is the only means by which one can attain the perfection of life. That's why here Kuvera is saying to Dhruva Maharaj, engage yourself fully. Tivrena bhakti yogena. Ijeta. Yeah. Akama sarvakamava moksha kama udarati. Tivrena bhakti yogena yejeta purusham param. Means if you have no desires, or if you are full of desires, or if you have desires for liberation, whoever you may be, if you engage fully in the service of the Supreme Lord, that kind of person will ultimately attain the perfection of life. So that is the goal. That is our takeaway point. We just have to engage ourselves fully in the service of the Lord. Then, like, you will get liberated in this lifetime or next lifetime. That is different matter. Because what that is our constitutional position. Wherever you are in the material world, you are in the spiritual world. You just engage yourself in the engage. We should engage ourselves completely in the service of the Lord. Even in the spiritual world also, the most exalted devotees, the gopis, are very intensely in the service of Krishna, fully. And they are thinking that we are not doing enough. They are under the feeling that we should be doing more and more intensely. That's why Krishna says, right, to gopis, I cannot repay you, just be satisfied with your own tapasya. So, and while we engage ourselves in the devotional service of the Lord, and our dealings with the devotees and the personal level are also very important, because that's how we uh, develop this personal conception. Because Prabhupada writes, like, even the Supreme Personality of Godhead, uh, like, Brahman is one of the aspects of the Lord, but nobody will be able to worship Brahman. So, with respect to Brahman, this is very safest thing. You cannot perform any offenses also with respect to Brahman, because Brahman is all pervasive. So, like, unless you have the personal dealings, then you will not be able to have this reciprocation of pleasing or displeasing, all those things. Sometimes there is some kind of little pain in all that. Pain will make the love more and more sweeter. In any loving relationship, there may be some differences. The differences will strengthen the loving bond between the lover and beloved. So, in the same way, when we engage in the personal service of the Lord, we might actually sometimes get like get into some different situation, because see, like, sometimes we also knowingly or unknowingly commit some mistakes and offend some devotee. And when we realize that we offend the devotee, we become very much more repentant, and then and approach the devotee, take the humbler position in front of the devotee. This kind of loving reciprocation is not possible with respect to the impersonal Brahman or impersonal aspect, personal dealings. So that's why we should be uh, very personal, like very much cautious in dealings with the personal aspect of the Lord and the devotees, to know what they like and to act accordingly. We should try our best at least. And some mistake happen, take humbler position, then move forward. Okay? So that's how we engage uh, in the service of the Lord. Okay. And Prabhupada also highlights, like, even Prabhupada highlights Lord, who is actually in contact with the material world, he has nothing to do with the material things. Okay? He quotes the words, Natasya karyam karnam cha vidyate, natat samascha drishyate, parasya shakti rividaiva shruyate, swabhaviki jnana balakriyasha. He says the Supreme Lord has nothing to do, and no one is found to be equal or greater than him, for everything is done naturally and systematically by his multifarious energies. Even though Lord is in this material world, which is comprising of three modes of material nature, but he will never be touched by the modes of material nature. Means this loss of reaction, action and reaction, that doesn't affect the Lord. But Lord, not to set an example, he himself take these reactions. Okay. So that just the way, like, a parent tries to show the kid by their exemplary behavior. So, but our only the Lord's only intention is to preach everyone of every conditioned soul how to live in this material world, following the injunction of the scriptures, following dharma. And then, because all the living entities are strictly under the influence of material nature, and they will have to go through the reactions of their work. So, but they themselves cannot entangle from this material existence. Like a person, for example, an animal get entangled in the trap. It cannot. The purpose of trap is to arrest the animal, like a fly is actually flying through the air, gets entangled in a spider web. It the more it tries to get out of the spider web, the more it gets entangled. The same way, when we try ourselves to get disentangled with our in a materialistic way, especially by the process of karma yoga, we get more and more entangled. Not karma yoga, karma kanda. Okay. So, but when we take up to the process of devotional service, Lord being out of this material existence, Lord being not under the influence of this material nature, can easily disentangle us and award us the liberation. So that's why Krishna quotes in Bhagavad Gita, Yetu sarvani karmani mayi sanyasya madpara ananyenaiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate tesham samuddarta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha maya vesta chetasam. The translation of these words from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, text 6 and 7. But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me, and being devoted to me without deviation, okay, engage in the devotional service of the service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pritha, for them I am the ship deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. So we just have to engage ourselves completely in the service of the Lord. That's it. And Lord Himself will take care of us. Don't have to do anything additional. What effort we have to do? Just to chant here Shavanam Kirtan Vishnu Smaranam Archana Mandam Dasim Sakyam Atmanidam. In such a blissful process. Just hear about Krishna, chant about Krishna, glorify Krishna. huh? Like Krishna's pastimes, especially in Srimad Bhagavatam, is full of rasa. Rasamala in Srimad Bhagavatam. And chant means glorify Krishna or Krishna's name, Krishna's form. Smaranam, Shravanam and Kirtanam, when we done perfectly, automatically lead to Smaranam. Always remembering Krishna and worshipping the Lord, and then engaging the service of the Lord in different ways, which are very nectar and very sweeter. By doing that simple task, will ultimately relieve from this mental existence. So that's what I can say. If anybody have any questions or comments, you can take me in left hand in the box. Hare Krishna online. Anybody have any questions or comments? Okay. Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Anand Putwell. Thank you very much.